Greetings, everyone. This is Rock on Spectrum at you with my review of Bad Boys for Life. So, what is Bad Boys for Life about? Well, Detective Lieutenants Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett, once again played by Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, respectively, basically take on something of a ghost from Mike's past. Some quick takes. It's honestly better than the first two, though I wouldn't say it's better than the first one by too terribly much. It is quite a bit better than the second one. Mainly just because the second one has a lot of just really kind of is just a little too is just too self-indulgent on the part of Michael Bay, in my opinion. And overall, it's a big, dumb, fun action movie. It's it's not gonna make the world a better place. It won't make it a worse place. It's good effort, guys. Good job, guys. Good job. So, cast of note: we've got Will Smith coming back as Detective Lieutenant Mike Lowry, well-off Miami PD detective and longtime friend and partner of Marcus Burnett, perpetually single. That does actually get explored somewhat in the movie as well. Martin Lawrence as Detective Lieutenant Marcus Burnett, family man and Miami PD detective, as well as longtime and long-suffering friend and partner of Mike Lowry. Joe Pantoliano as Captain Conrad Howard, Mike and Marcus's boss as well as friend. They make it very clear that he does hold the two of them both in very high regard. However, he still does not cope well at all with their antics. We got Kate Del Castillo as Isabella Aretas. She's a primary villain. She's a cartel widow who's tied to Mike's past. Next up is Jacob Scipio as Armando Armas, Isabella's son, as well as a secondary villain. He actually has something of a code of ethics or honor, even. A point where it suggests where he has an opportunity to kill Mike, but there's someone who is innocent in the way, so he won't take the shot. Next we got Paula Nunez as Rita. Rita is an ex-girlfriend of Mike's, also a fellow officer, and she's the leader of the Ammo Team. The Ammo Team, simply put, because they're going to be referenced quite a bit over the course of this review, is it's like one part SWAT team, one part Special Investigations. But it's also supposed to focus on newer methodologies, paying attention to chatter on the internet, tracking down things like okay, where did this video of this crime? Let's see if we can track the IP address of whoever uploaded this video of this crime, that kind of thing. But like I said, they also do have special tactical training, so on and so forth. They do surveillance, a little bit of everything. Honestly, I actually kind of found it to be an interesting concept. Moving on, though, we got Vanessa Hudgens as Kelly. She's a member of the Ammo Team. Of the members of the Ammo Team we meet, she's probably the only one who's most comfortable with, or least comfortable with more modern forms of movie police work as compared to older methods of movie police work. Alexander Ludwig as Dorn, another member of the Ammo Team. Though he's built like a brick shithouse, he actually is basically the team's tech guy. Next up is Charles Melton as Rafe, also a member of the Ammo team. He's also and a DJ. He's basically the smart ass of the team. Everyone has everyone has their little stereotype they're supposed to be, and for groups like this, and well, that's him. I'm actually starting to think maybe that's something they might be trying to set up. But, Anyway, so spoiler-free breakdown. Okay, I guess there are some very light spoilers, but they're the kind of things that it's kind of obvious. They're not. I don't really. They're that spoilery. So, but as Marcus welcomes his grandson into the world, Isabel Aretas. Aretas. All right. Yeah, Isabel Aretas, a cartel widow with an axe to grind with Mike, breaks out of prison and sends her son Armando to Miami to kill those responsible for the arrest of her late husband. After first finding money that was his father left hidden in Miami, Armando makes a power play and ends up going after Mike and taking a shot at him, and actually manages to gets him with 3 or 4 rounds center mat, in the mid to upper torso, which leads to Mike being hospitalized for 6 months, during which time Armando does go after the rest of his hit list. Also during that time, Marcus retires. So once Mike gets out of the hospital, he they have no leads. He learns that there are no leads in the cases who shot him, and so he basically forces his way into the investigation by telling Captain Howard, you can either let me in on the investigation, or I'm going to go vigilante style on the investigation. So Captain Howard's like, okay, tell you what, you can work with the ammo team, but you're a consultant, and that's all. Yeah, he fucks that up pretty quickly. However, Marcus is then contacted by an old criminal informant, or CI, who apparently is a target of Armando's as well, which leads to Marcus picking up Mike, the two of them going to talk to the CI, and Mike and Armando have a somewhat of their first face-to-face meeting, as well as a hand-to-hand fight, which is it's an okay fight. It's an alright fight action sequence. But the fight does not go well for Mike. Further investigation leads the ammo team, along with Mike and Marcus, to Armando's right-hand man, leading to a two-part car chase with a pretty decent gunfight in the middle. Mike and Armando are once again face-to-face, with Armando passing along a message from his mother to Mike. And with that message, and the fact that Mike has lifted the right-hand man's phone, Mike discovers that Armando is Isabel's son. He then tells Marcus about a part of his past that's been kept quiet by everyone involved. And basically said, that he's going off to Mexico to deal with Isabel and Armando. Marcus, of course, is like, shows up on the plane and says, you're not going alone. And so they both go to Mexico for the final showdown with Isabel, Armando, and their lackeys. Because, of course, they got lackeys. They're movie bad guys. Movie bad guys have lackeys. So the ups and downs of the movie has a more coherent script than Bad Boys 2. about the same level of coherence as the first one. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence still have the same chemistry as they did all the way back in the first movie. It's great. When it comes to the action scenes, the gunfights and the vehicular action, those are great. I'll get into the rest later. Honestly, the supporting cast actually kind of got treated a little bit better in the way of characterizations than in previous Bad Boys movies. Marcus's family is still just Marcus's family, but the newer supporting characters at least got some fleshing, a better degree of fleshing out than supporting characters in the previous two entries. On the downside, the movie is a little predictable. There were a lot of plot points that I was able to call when the first kind of breadcrumb gets dropped. Like, oh, okay, yeah, yep. Now there are some directions in the movie. There are some things that I thought would happen that didn't. So I'll grant it that. Not everything I thought was gonna happen did happen. As watching the movie, thinking to myself, okay, so then this is gonna be, but no. It honestly feels about the same. Like it takes up as much time as the second one did, but it's a little less than half an hour shorter. Now the thing is, that it doesn't feel like it in a bad way. It's just kind of, oh, it was only 2 hours, huh? So yeah, there is that. Nothing feels like it was just tacked on at the last minute, basically. Of course, you had the usual conveniences of action movies. But, yeah. I mean, that's par for the course. And I mentioned the action scenes. Well, the hand-to-hand fight sequences could have been shot and or choreographed a lot better because the ones that are there, they just have this... There's one in particular where there were points where it was like, wait, who just did what? And okay, now I think I know which one is. Okay, yeah. So yeah, But my overall opinion on the movie is that it's a big, dumb, fun action movie, which is exactly what it's trying to be. And if you like the first two Bad Boys movies, by all means, go see this. Of course, you're probably already planning to, but if you've never seen the Bad Boys movies, watch all three of them. Like I said, they're big, dumb, fun action movies. But, they are at least, by and large, well done, big, dumb, fun action movies. Overall rating, I was honestly close to giving this a 4. Just because of being better than Bad Boys 2. And because while the trip to Cuba in Bad Boys 2 felt tacked on, the trip to Mexico in this actually feels like a natural progression of things. Mainly because Isabel is only ever shown in Mexico. Whereas Johnny Tapia was largely shown operating in Miami. And kind of by the way, he also has a residence in Cuba. So yeah, overall rating, I gotta give it a 3.5, same as the other two. So yeah, that's it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.